Mike, my question
It's
to you was, and so when we go live again, and Len, give me a countdown on when we're going to be live again.
okay.
And Mike, my question to you, and I'll try to ask it more concisely, but this is to give you a moment of prep. I would say you're really, I like that you're not throwing other people under the bus. Like you're like, hey, a lot of people give a lot of good advice, but the problem is that it's disjointed or whatever. Like I think there's a room for you to say they get advice from here and they get advice from here, and they all are great people. They're all great advisors, but they don't necessarily collaborate and work within team. So I think there's a real opportunity there for you to throw them under the bus, not because they're giving bad advice, but because they're not communicating with the whole. And I think that would offer more clarity. And then you can say, and this is my dream of whatever. And then it can transition to that. And that's why I wrote book number 1. And that's why I wrote book number 2.
Yep.
So I'll just go ahead and like, what's unique about you again? I'm sorry we were interrupted and blah, blah, blah. And then you can say like, well, I work with these people. They have this challenge. They get a lot of great advice, but it's disjointed and there's great, but it's typically free, advice. And there's not somebody that's quarterbacking the whole thing. And then there's a whole bunch of problems, and now you can talk about the problems, and that's why I wrote book number 1. And this is why do you see the transition of the
I do.
road? Okay,
Yep.
man, everything works out for a reason, even when we're accidentally disconnected. Len, tell me when we're live or when we're going to go live.
We're back.
We're back. We're on.
Yes, yes.
All right. So Mike, sorry about that. And for our studio audience is if you're on YouTube or LinkedIn and watching us live. Sorry we got disconnected there live. But Mike, as the technical challenges were going on, I was going to re-ask you the question about like what are the challenges and what's the dream and what's the chaos that the business owner, family-owned business is having that you're trying to help them solve.
I think chaos is a great spot, right, to think about because these families are being bombarded with all these people with different perspectives about how they can assist the family, but they don't all those different voices in people's heads aren't necessarily unified and they don't talk to each other to come up with solutions that are kind of unique to that family. What we offer is we offer the opportunity to have a quarterback who takes all those different voices, both from within the family and outside of the family, and start to try to get them distilled into a common purpose, a common goal, a common method of communication and governance, and create longer term, more thorough plans.
Because
And
you're working with some pretty successful companies and businesses. And so then they've got a whole bunch of advisors that are probably really well intentioned and probably phenomenal humans and have great advice, but it's disjointed. And so like and correct me if I'm wrong on that. And then what are some of the places that they're giving advice? You said internal inside the family and then external. What are some of those looking like? Because someone listening right now is like, hey, I've already got a tax advisor and I've already got a this and that. Like, where are those voices coming from? And what's the cacophony here that creates that chaos?
so, I have, so sometimes you might have a family and you get some of the, somebody in the family says, hey, the best thing we should do is we should sell all the assets when mom or dad die and just liquidate everything because my financial advisor says best way we could go do things is just put it all back into equities because, performance over time and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be part of the solution or another family member might say, hey, I just want to keep running the business because this is what we've been doing for 150 years. We've been making wagon wheels for 150 years and we've always made it and granddad started it. And I don't want to lose this and I just want to keep making wagon wheels. And the truth might be somewhere in the middle to say, hey, maybe the operation needs to evolve with what's currently needed in the marketplace. And, maybe there is some room for some liquidity to kind of create cash for tax purposes or planning or transitions into next generations and things that not everybody always is fully aware of. The tax guy may not understand all the operational issues going on. The equities guy may not understand what the unique value is that operation is providing. And so somebody needs to kind of help flesh that out to try to make certain, give the family a chance to make the best decision for themselves.
Mike, I'm tempted to ask you more airy fairy idea like things